Hey rockers, thanks for tuning in. If you're part of my channel and you like it, you are now a rocker. This is my channel where I cover Beast Wars news and updates, anything concerning media, cartoons, comics. This isn't so much news in the Beast Wars arena as it is with the Studio Series line. I did want to cover this figure since it's relevant, and some may say it's not a Beast Wars figure, but in the Beast Wars line, in the last review that I covered was the B1, the Beast Wars that came right after G1 toy line, so I'm referring to it as B1. Did have a repaint of the Dinobot figure in the deep blue and gold and white color scheme with the green eyes, and this was not a figure that I was lucky enough to find as a kid, so I did find this in a thrift store, an antique store, for only I think $4 or $5, and it was probably the best find to date. This is kind of my holy grail of the Beast Wars B1 line. And the reason why I say that this is relevant is because in the Beast Wars comics, he was a part of the original Axelon crew with Optimus Primal and Cheetor and Rhinox and everybody. And as it's described here in the comic, he did lie sleeping in a stasis pod and was awakened in a slightly out of phase universe. This comic book representation takes place at the same time as the Beast Wars cartoon, but out of sync with the normal timeline, so the regular Beast Wars characters can't interact or engage with the secondary Beast Warriors. Again, the reason why I want to review this figure is because I do think it is Beast Wars relevant. We'll go ahead and transform the B1 figure for those who have not seen it in his dinosaur mode. This is one of the figures that I did really want as a kid, pretty much just because I thought that the color scheme was just glorious, and I do want to be kind of careful because it does have the gold plastic syndrome. The faceplate that kind of came with it did break off when I first bought it, but I'm not too worried about that because that wasn't show accurate. Myself and pretty much everyone who bought the figure removed it anyway, so that doesn't concern me that much. I do still have my original Dinobot faceplate, so I can put those on this figure if I ever really wanted to, and they would look close enough, but I don't ever see that happening. So I display this figure primarily in his dinosaur mode because I think the colors with the gray and the deep blue spots really set this figure off and set it apart from the original tan and dark brown striped Dinobot, and especially in the IDW comic that I just showed, he was kind of showed as a little bit of a feathery mix between a T-Rex and a Raptor, kind of years before, almost the representation of the Indominus Rex. It was really kind of a cool way for them to portray him in the comics. So let's go ahead and set him up. I did leave his tail out. Let me pop that back in. The only issue with this figure, he did come complete, which I was so thankful and surprised, but he did have a little bit of sunburning on the tail, so I put a little bit of silver in there to kind of offset that so you don't see it as much, or at least I don't notice it as much. And then we'll go ahead and dive into the transformation of the Studio Series Grimlock. This was a long-awaited figure. My goodness, my girlfriend found this for me at Target. I thought it was going to be an online exclusive, so I am just so stoked that it is as screen accurate as it is. Go ahead and hop into the transformation. It is pretty simple, which I really like. The simpler a transformer is, the more I tend to play with it and actually transform it over and over. I do like my figures to have a little bit of complexity to them so that it's not boring or anticipatable, but I also like it when something is almost inherently transformable, like you can kind of just see where they're going with it and you don't really have to remember step by step what you have to do. It can kind of just fluidly unfold itself and reveal the transformation through the hinges and the joints. And that is one of the things I found about this figure that I really like, is I didn't need any instructions, because it is so reminiscent of a Beast Wars character, well, several Beast Wars characters. Kind of reminds me the most, I suppose you could say, of the Megatron from Beast Wars, because normally this would be where the face, the T-Rex would be, and then the tail would be on the adjacent arm, and it's kind of how they have it set up, only they moved it to the shoulders instead. So we'll go ahead and finish this transformation up. I'll go ahead and pop everything else together real quick. He doesn't come with any specific accessories per se, but I do have the last night Grimlock. I guess I'm just really happy that didn't fall down to the second level and I was able to save it and pop it back up here and not scrap this entire video. Let's see. Once I get this in there, get in, please. Thank you. Go ahead and stand up for the audience. I'll put in earlier said mace, and that will tie up the Beast Wars Studio Series fantastic super ultra Grimlock. And thanks again.